Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today, which is Friday. Hopefully you guys have had a great trading week and today ends it off nicely. So today we are going through the 3D market commentary as normal. For those of you that are new to this and you've never seen it before, the 3D market commentary is a session that we do where we go through an email that we send out every day. We send an email out every day that has information, statistics and probabilities on 5 of the major world markets. So we do this video in the morning to just expound on it, explain it, and give you a little bit more context to it so that you understand where those numbers came from and how we came to those conclusions. So we'll get that started in a second. Let's firstly cover the disclaimers. Should be being highlighted there on the screen. There we go. Of course, important that you read the disclaimers so that you understand the legal side of things, but also that these kind of videos are demonstrations only. So my name's Becky. My email address is becky@tradictive.com. There's also tradewithufos.com/Becky, which is this link here. Now what that does, let me bring that up, will take you to this page. Here you can set yourself up with a free Trade with UFOs membership. Once you've done that, you can come down here and ask a question in a public area. Now the reason I prefer you to do that is because if you ask it publicly, I will answer it publicly, so other people will get the answers to those questions. So it means that we end up with a community that can come and get answers without necessarily having to ask for it because somebody else has already asked it. So you can come down here and see the questions that people have already asked and the answers to them. So again, if you have a new question, then you can put that there as well. Now with getting a free membership, you'll also get the email that I'm about to go through that we send out every day, as well as recordings of the YouTube sessions that we do and reminders of the YouTube sessions that we do. Okay, so let's go straight into the email. So that's what we send out, and obviously it correlates with market information. So we call it a 3D approach because we look at 3 separate elements. Makes sense? So the first one to look at is market climate, upcoming market direction. Are we likely to go up or down? Do we have probabilities to the upside or to the downside? Should we buy or sell? Should we go long or short? Ultimately, we answer that question by using a piece of technology that does it for us. We use the AutoClimate app, which by the way is a free app on most platforms that you can use it on. It's a free app, and the AutoClimate app tells us with the different coloured dots what's going on. Where do we have probabilities, up or down? Ignore the lines for now, just focus on the dots themselves. So you could have a thick blue dot that tells us probability there to the upside, we should look to go long or look to buy. It could be a thick red dot that tells us probability to the downside, we should look to sell or look to go short. It could be a thin dot of either colour that's telling us that there's not enough probabilities either way, change time frame, change market. No need to trade something that doesn't have confirmed probabilities. So we use our AutoClimate app to answer that first question. Where are the probabilities, up, down or nowhere? Then if we're going to buy, we want to know where. If we're going to sell, we want to know where. And that's where our UFOs come in. Help us with our entries and exits. Specifically, where are we going to buy and sell? So UFO stands for unfilled orders, meaning that we have buy orders in the market that push price up, we have sell orders in the market that push price down. Wouldn't it be helpful to know where those orders are? That's what UFOs do. So the AutoUFO app, you see these little flying saucers, there we go. Red ones are sell orders, green ones are buy orders. So they're showing us with these little flying saucers, and then also the price on the side there that it's highlighting, exactly where these buy and sell orders are. so that we buy with loads of other buyers, because that's more likely to beat the sellers and push price up, and we sell with loads of other sellers, because that's more likely to beat the buyers and push price down. So we use our AutoUFOs there to help us with that, entries and exits. And then we want to know market volatility. Market volatility helps us understand risk to reward. If volatility, which essentially means how quickly something moves, if volatility is high, then oftentimes risk is high, which can also mean that reward is higher. If there's not a lot of volatility, it doesn't move very much, then the risk is lower, but the reward can also be lower. So we'll understand each of these three elements per market. 5 major markets in the world, all on a daily chart. So of course different things happen on different time frames. If you trade much bigger or much smaller time frames, things will be different, but the daily is kind of in the middle there, so hopefully that makes sense for you. So let's just scroll down and start with the first market, which is the S&P. Now we are looking at futures contracts of these markets, which means we're actually looking at the ES. Just move across that. We're looking at the ES. So the S&P 500 is the top 500 US stocks, and we're looking at the futures contract for it. If you don't understand that, just understand that we are looking at a representation of US stocks. So with this, we have a confirmed upwards climate, probability there to the upside. We see that because we have a thick blue dot. Auto climate is telling us, hey, probability there to the upside. Great. We have this market usually goes up for 9 candles. I know that says 8.79, but I'm just rounding up there. So it goes up for 9 candles, and we're on the first candle to the upside, meaning we also have probability that it continues its move to the upside. So far, everything looking good there for probability upwards. Now we also have buy UFOs literally just appeared below us here at 42,002.50 to 4,202.50 to 4,120.50. I read that weird, but hopefully you can see the numbers anyway. So we have buy orders just below us, literally just. We're a couple of points above that. So we have a confirmed upwards climate, probability that it continues upwards, and buy orders just below us. Everything pushing there to the upside. So overall, probability there to the upside with the S&P. Now in terms of volatility, this gives us an idea of what we would expect in terms of movement up or down within these given periods of time. So in a day, we'd expect movement up or down of 48.31 points. In a week, it would be up or down of 106.35 points. And in a month, it would be up or down of 221.39 points. Now again, that's up or down. We use our climate and UFOs to help us figure out in which direction. At this moment, we would say there's overall probability there to the upside. Now notice I'm saying probability, not guarantee. Of course, different things happen on different time frames, on different markets. Sometimes new orders come in, sometimes the climate changes unexpectedly. So we still manage our risk just in case, but we don't want to place a trade at all if we don't have probabilities on our side. So at the moment, probability there to the upside with the S&P. Okay, next market is futures. So oil futures. So let's take a look at oil. Now it says here in the meantime about the courses that we offer. Now we do courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, psychology. Now the cool thing about the courses, not only that you learn how to trade and you learn about these different markets and how to do these different things, but most of them come with complimentary access to the apps. So let's say you just want to use the AutoUFOs, which on TradingView is, for example, $34 a month. Well, maybe get a course that's a one-off fee of $34 or $89, and you've got your AutoUFOs for free for 3 months anyway. So it works out cheaper for your first 3 months using the apps to get a course in a lot of cases. So check those out. Okay, so oil. We have a confirmed upwards climate, probability to the upside, thick blue dot, so we can see that there. Usually this market goes up for 7 candles. Again, I know that says 6.48, just rounding up. Can't have a decimal place or a fraction of a candle there. We're on candle number 10. So what that means is we have gone past what is usual in terms of a move to the upside, which means that we would expect that it's unlikely to continue to do that. Of course we go past what's normal. Of course we fall short what's normal. That's kind of how we end up with the normal in the middle, right? So yes, this could continue to the upside for a little while, but for every day it goes past what's usual, the less likely it is to keep happening. So bear that in mind. Now when it comes to buy and sell UFOs, we have buy UFOs here, so buy orders here, from 62.43 to 60.61. And then we have sell orders here at 69.90 to 68.46. At the moment, we're kind of in the middle there. Climate overall to the upside, but we would expect the climate to be changing soon. Not close enough to either stack of orders at the moment that could potentially move it today in most cases. So at the moment, I'd say overall probability there to the upside with oil, although not as strong as we'd like it to be. Now in terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in one day of 1.54 points. It would be up or down of 3.38 points. In 1 month, up or down of 7.04 points. So again, overall probability there to the upside for oil, although not as strong as, say for example, what we saw on the S&P. Okay, moving on to the next market, which is gold. And again, as I said, you can subscribe directly to the UFOs yourself without needing to do a course. Now on TradingView, they're $34 a month. On different platforms, they cost different amounts. So you can check that out on the website and see what makes better sense for you. Or it may mean, or it may be that getting a course and getting free access to the apps for 3 months is your cheaper way round of doing it. So check that out depending on what's going to be best for you. Now let me just squidge price here so we can see our sell orders as well. Okay, so we have a confirmed upwards climate. Once again, thick blue dot, probability to the upside. Usually this market goes up for 7 candles. Again, it's 6.1, but I'm rounding up so we get to a full candle there. Normally goes up for 7 candles. We're on candle number 4. So we do have probability that it does continue to the upside based on what usually happens. Now buy and sell UFOs, we have buy orders just here at 1788.1 to 1769.2, and we have sell orders quite a way ahead there at 1929.6 to 1907.5. So again, overall probability to the upside there with gold. We've got climate on our side. We have what usually happens in terms of movement on our side. We've got a bit of room before we get to the average movement, and we've got room before we hit sell orders that could change things. So overall probability to the upside with gold. Volatility wise, we'd expect movement up or down in one day of 19.01 points, in 1 week up or down of 41.84 points, and in 1 month up or down of 87.10 points. And again, overall probability there to the upside for gold, at least for the next couple of days. Now just to say, you're probably watching this on YouTube or Facebook. We do a lot of free sessions online on YouTube mainly, where we trade in real markets, stocks, forex, futures, options. We do sessions on methodology, sessions on psychology, and they're all for free on YouTube, so you can join us on that. Now you can as well, if you'd like to, join our all asset advanced coaching. That's $21 per month, and for that you'll have more access to our time on a closed basis. So more access to extra sections of the sessions where you can ask us questions in an environment where it's a small group of people in there. Okay, so moving on to the next market, which is the US dollar. Now US dollar, very influential market, responsible for about 80% of transactions worldwide every single day. So even if you don't trade it, be aware of it because it will impact other markets. So the US dollar, we have a confirmed downwards climate, thick red dot there, so probability to the downside. Usually this market would move down for 6 candles, and we're on candle number 1. So again, we have probability that it continues to the downside. Now the only thing that may get in the way of that are our buy orders. So we have a stack of buy orders here at 90.445 to oh, it looks like we had one. Oh no, there you go. So 90.445 to 89.795. Now it's already worked in the sense that price came in, hit this stack of buy orders, and moved up from there. That's what we expect buy orders to do, is push price upwards, and that's exactly what they did do. Now it could do it again, could push price upwards from here. We've just hit this stack of buy orders. In fact, it looks like literally what, couple of ticks above there. So we do have likelihood that we'll see a little bit of a bounce to the upside that's come from this stack of buy orders. but we have strong climate to the downside with probability that it continues. So two competing forces there. Buy orders pushing up, sell orders pushing down. Who wins? Who draw? Probability to the downside. The climate does tend to win out, but we are coming up against buy orders. So I personally would keep away from a fight like that. Don't know who's going to win. I'd rather wait for the winner and then join that. But like I said, if you had to pick a side, overall probability there to the downside. So in terms of volatility, the US dollar is not particularly volatile compared to other markets. So you'd expect movement up or down in one day of 0.35 points, in 1 week up or down of 0.76 points, and in 1 month up or down of 1.59 points. Again, overall there, but buy orders that we've just hit that are likely to out, I guess, over the next few days. So last market is backed Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is one of the more volatile markets. In fact, let's start there with volatility just to make the point. So the US dollar moved 0 point something points in a day. This is what we would expect with Bitcoin. Up or down in 1 day of 2,936.58. It's quite a lot. In 1 week, up or down of 6,464.58. In 1 month, up or down of 13,457.10. So again, we would expect volatility in Bitcoin anyway, being a cryptocurrency, but you can use this market volatility data as well to be more specific on that. Now with Bitcoin, we actually don't have a confirmed climate. It's a thin dot. Doesn't matter that it's blue, doesn't matter that it says up. What it matters is that it's a thin dot and it's unconfirmed, meaning don't have enough probabilities on this time frame on this market to trade. So change time frame, change market. No need to trade something that doesn't have probability. In terms of buy and sell US, 65,000 even to 61,120, and then buy orders down here at 39,157.5 to 32,192.5. So that's what we have there on Bitcoin. So again, overall undecided at the moment, not close enough really to either stack of buy or sell orders, and an unconfirmed climate. So keep away from the market on this time frame. Go and find something else that has more probabilities. Okay, so that's us done going through the markets. Just to say, you can self-schedule a clarification call if you want to chat with one of our experts about the courses or memberships or apps, which ones might be best for you. You can self-schedule a clarification call there, speak to one of our experts. You can also go to tradewithufos.com/Becky, get yourself a free Trade with UFOs membership, then come down and ask questions in a public space so that we can answer them in a public space. Everybody learns from everybody, which is always helpful. There's also one more thing to remind you of here. Let's make this big. Oh, there you go. Which is the weekly economic calendar, which you can use to help you figure out which scheduled reports on which markets could cause impact or could cause volatility. So use that as well for you to figure out what's going to be better for you when you're trading. Like I said, any questions, you've got tradewithufos.com/Becky. You've got my email address if you need it, and you also have an ability to self-schedule a clarification call. So that's us done for the end of the week when it comes to these market commentaries. I'll be back a little bit later on for a stock session, and we'll see